Hello and welcome to Two Witches Talking. I am Cheyenne. I am here today with the lovely Delilah. All right, this week we are discussing the week of August 9th, I believe. Today is the 9th, and this is eclipse season. Welcome back. We are going to talk about all the crazy things that are happening this week. Delilah is going to cover the astrology for us, and I am going to pull a cross. For those who don't remember, that is a special type of tarot reading with 10 cards. All right, Delilah, please talk about this astrology while I get this cross pulled.
Absolutely, Cheyenne. So this week we do have an eclipse coming up. So the first half, Sunday to Tuesday, may be a bit of a challenge, but then afterwards, Wednesday on, it's going to be a little bit easier for us. So starting on Sunday, we have the moon going into Cancer. So that's really going to be a time for us to, this transit is going to amplify themes of safety, family, and intuition. Then the Mercury will be in Leo today as of 12:29 p.m. Mercury rules communication, and Leo is going to give us that bold, expressive nature. So together with that Cancer moon, communication is going to be balancing sensitivity and passion. Monday, the 10th, moon is also still in Cancer, but Venus will be trine Pluto and opposite Neptune. Trine is when Venus is going to be 120 degrees from Pluto. And so those two planets are going to have a smooth, easy flowing of energy. However, when you have something opposing it, it's opposing Neptune, that's when you have that tension. So it can create some tug of war feelings or even tension during that time. So that emotional sensitivity remains high as Venus aligns with Pluto and opposing Neptune. And it's going to blend that deep passion that we have with idealism from that planet Neptune. Tuesday, Mars is entering Cancer at 4 a.m., 4:31, and that's the planet of action, which is Mars, moves into protective water energy, and it shifts towards those themes of home and safety and emotional feelings. So
Does
that's the
that
time
sound
where
like
we really
something Mars is going to enjoy, the planet
no,
Mars? No, it doesn't. If
no.
you're Martian
It is,
ruled, you're in for it.
yeah, that's why, we're having a little bit of a challenge from Sunday to Tuesday, and that whole tug of war feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is where it really taps in. And then Wednesday we are going to have our new moon solar eclipse in Leo at 1:37 p.m. And this is a major cosmic reset, driving sudden turns, identity shifts, and creative breakthroughs. For this specific eclipse, eclipses in general are very disruptive energy. So I personally am taking a bit of a hiatus from doing any manifestation based spell work at this time due to that sort of disruptive energy. We can expect unexpected things to happen. So I am going to give, the rest of this month a bit of time before I do any heavy manifestations because the results we're expecting the unexpected at this time, especially with that solar eclipse. So that is Wednesday, August the 12th. Then we're going into Thursday, the 13th. Moon is entering Virgo. So we're doing a bit of a shift after that eclipse, and we're going from that intense Leo energy into more grounded analytical energy of Virgo, which is more practical and more realistic. So it'd be a good time to organize things. Friday, the 14th, moon is still in Virgo. So we continue to have that support from being able to problem solve and establish routines. And last but not least, we're going into Saturday, where Mercury is conjunct Jupiter and the moon will be entering Libra. So speech and thoughts are filled with optimism and grand ideas, while the moon in Libra softens the evening towards harmony and partnership. So by the end of the week, we're going to be seeing more peaceful energy and more harmonious energy. That's all I have. Back to you, Cheyenne.
Well, all right. I just got this cross pulled, so it's interesting that you brought up the harmonious energy because we got the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. For anyone unaware, this is like harmonious, familial type of energy. The little family dancing under the rainbow. Aren't we so happy there? So this is kind of like a big picture outcome. You need to think about what your long-term happiness looks like. We also have our Oracle card here on the bottom of the deck. I love this. I've seen this card like 5 times this week. I think this is very much the energy going on right now. This is the Chani deck, the Chani deck of plenty. These are just little Oracle cards. This is just a monkey playing with some crayons and his friend. If this isn't us right now, I don't know what is. Like,
You're not wrong.
have have fun with it. Like, this is Leo, guys. You gotta have fun with it. We're gonna hear a lot about the personal versus the political. I think this Leo eclipse is a lot to do with leadership and that kind of thing. It's a South Node eclipse, so we could have some falling off of leadership. I'm sure we're all very interested to see how that goes. But personally, this is about your creativity, owning that like selfhood, self-exploration, that kind of thing. We gotta have fun with it. On the political level, we're just gonna watch it fall. On a personal level, have fun while you can. You get one life. All right. So for this cross, we are going to start with the card in the center of it all. This is us right now. We have the Six of Wands. All right, the Six of Wands. My fan is blowing it. Six of Wands. This is a guy riding a white horse into town. He's being celebrated, obviously. It looks like he just won something major, some kind of victory. He's got the laurel wreath on his head and the staff as well. So this is not just success, but also visible success. This is standing in our power and letting other people see us, which I don't know, but to you, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a threat. I don't like to be witnessed. I don't like to be seen. This is a bit of a stretch. All right, Nine of Cups. This is making a wish. So this is what's crossing us at this time. We're thinking here about what do we want? Like, what kind of success do we have, and what do we actually want? This is like a lawyer becoming a yoga teacher, right? I'm a successful lawyer. I have my own practice, but I'm miserable. And all I really want to do is connect with spirit and do yoga and teach other people to do yoga. It doesn't have to be that dramatic of a change. Um, but it very much is leaning on like your own desires, your wishes, what do you really want to see happen? For the card on the bottom, so this is like kind of where we're coming from, we're arriving, or like how we arrived at this place of success and wishful thinking. This is the Knight of Wands. This can be kind of chaotic energy. It's about going after what you want. I call this the ADHD card because usually when I see it, it's because my thoughts are scattered and I'm like running off in a million different directions trying to get stuff done. And it's like, hey, what if you just picked one? What if you picked one thing? So
Exactly.
I feel, yeah, with this much going on this week, I feel like a lot of people are going to be in that space. Like, you got to pick a lane, just pick one thing. What we're looking at here is the world. So both of these cards right here are about success. This is success in the more mundane aspect. This is success more like the success that your soul is after. Like, what did your soul come into this lifetime going after? It wasn't money. Souls don't care about money. That doesn't exist in either, right? Uh, so what do they care about? What did your soul come here wanting to do? So this is what you're looking at. This very much fits in. This is like what my soul wants, the kind of success I'm looking towards, that sort of thing. So for the past, we have the Seven of Wands. Very interesting. That card comes right after this one. So we're doing this kind of in reverse. This is in our past. This guy was successful. People saw him being successful, and in the next card, he's got to defend that success. People are coming after him with sticks. His shoes are mismatched. This wasn't expected. He's like fending people off. He's king of the hill, but for how long? These people are coming after him. So we're leaving that behind. This feels very much so like, do I care what other people think? Because I'm the one on the white horse right now. So for our future, we have the Knight of Swords. This can be drama. This can be unexpected change. This can be conversations that lead to those things. It's also about going after what you want, see how fast he's moving and how like determined he is. So it's not always a bad thing, but it can be kind of shocking. I shouldn't say it's not always a bad thing. One of the connotations of that card is drama. So again, drama is not always bad if it's a sudden change toward what you want. And then this is our advice card. That's the Three of Wands. This is about expansion, like manifestations that haven't arrived yet. It fits with the rest of the reading. We're like waiting on something or looking towards something that's not here yet. This is the Magician. This is the outside circumstances. This is us being told you have everything that you need in front of you. He's got all four of the elements on the table in front of him. And you have the power to do with it as you see fit. So what are you going to do? It's about our autonomy. Leo is very much about self, leadership of self, that kind of thing. We also have the Tower. Yay! Everyone loves the Tower. For hopes and fears. That makes sense. This is like a big change, something unexpected. I call it the destruction of a false foundation. I remember that from my notes when I was first learning. Um,
Mhm.
this is getting the crown knocked off of you. Um, some kind of destructive event, but it's like, yeah, but was that built to last anyway? It wasn't. It has to fall so we can rebuild from a stronger place. And then for our outcome card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is fated events. This is very much eclipse energy. It's telling us the chips are going to fall. You get to decide what to do after that. Pick them up and put them where. What are you going to do? So, very much cosmic shakeup energy, very much standing in our own power. All right, any thoughts?
Sounds really good. It sounds like we're
Does
gonna
it
hold
sound
our fate in our own hands,
does it sound good?
and we do have that very disruptive energy from
Yeah.
the tower. So
I feel like it's coming from the eclipse, and the tower is just like, hey, let's just do it all at
yeah,
once.
the tower
It's
is
that
just
kind of week.
honestly in meditation. I
Yeah.
just got a really strong
Yeah.
download to just give things a moment and
Yep.
not do any strong, heavy manifestation for the eclipse day. Like, just,
No.
take a beat, maybe journal a little bit. So I feel like with that tower energy, I'm going to take a moment and just chill and see what happens and just pour into myself this next week and do some journaling. So, for our audience, my
Yeah.
question for you is, what are some ways that you would like to recharge during this next week? Feel free to leave it for us in the comments, and we'll be sure to take a look at that. Also, if you would like for us to do a custom reading for you, or even just chat with us, feel free to leave us a message on TikTok, YouTube, and we would love to chat with you guys. That's really all I have.
Very much so. I am gonna say now would be the time to hold off on ritual work if you're like pondering a cord cutting. Maybe not now. Maybe give it a week or two. Um, I know I'm not planning anything heavy. It's not really recommended around the eclipses just because that energy is so potent and unpredictable. Just like a It's like having the window open while you're trying to do paperwork and the wind is just like
Throwing the paper everywhere.
you gotta wait for that window to close. You're not gonna get anything done anyway. Like this is bigger than any of us on an individual level. So it's time to just sit back and I don't want to say rest because I don't know how restful it's gonna be. That was last week when we said, "Hey, there's not much happening." That was the rest. This is more like keeping your head above water. Like we're doing the doggy paddle, just waiting for the current to calm down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that. Definitely. Oh, okay, so some things we can do, not ignore our feelings on this Tuesday when we have that Mars and
Yeah.
Cancer.
I'm
give
not looking
ourselves a
forward to that at
moment,
all, I
and
just have to say.
yeah, that might,
Channy,
we might have some.
yeah,
What did Channy say?
so Channy describes Mars in Cancer because this happens like once every couple years. Delilah, this was happening when I was leaving Atlanta. I just want you to know that was like part of that situation. Um, Mars in Cancer, she describes it as phlegmy. It's like think about having like a head cold and you're like, everything is inflamed but also wet. And it's just a torturous situation because that's what Mars, the inflamer, and Cancer, the water sign, that's what happens when they're together.
Mm,
It's just not.
not fun.
The good news is the time period I was describing to you before, the last time Mars was in Cancer, he retrograded there and he was stuck there for like a really long, agonizing time. This time around, no retrogrades. He's moving straight through, thank the heavens. But
Luckily,
it's still just,
yeah.
it's just anyone who's Martian ruled, this is just listen to your body, listen to your feelings, anything anti inflammatory that you can do, go to the spa, do a facial, whatever helps you bring it in. Just like
Hmm.
lean into the watery, emotional, flowy energy of it all. It's not going to be the most pleasant. It's going to be kind of sticky and gross. Um, but it's just like rain. It's just like bad weather. It's like, yeah, this is the time of year for that. You gotta do it.
Oh, what's coming to mind is this too shall pass.
Exactly.
Um,
It shall.
um,
It shall.
it
This is
shall pass.
literally celestial timing. We just have to ride it out.
Yeah. So for Wednesday, that's when we have that solar eclipse and step into your own throne, focus on your personal desires, and have the courage to reinvent who you are. So that disruptive energy, I mean, it will be, we will notice it. It will be there. It's also important to know that when those things are shaken up, it gives us the time to reinvent who we are, to go after
Yep.
what really matters, and it strips away what isn't true to us so that we can step into what is. So who we
This
truly
is
are,
about
what
our
it is that we came to
creativity.
do. Be
You
creative,
are the monkey with the crayon. Have at it.
we're two we're two little guys just being creative and spending time with people we care about. So although it's
Exactly.
important to note that I mean, we are going to notice this very disruptive energy, it does have a function in our collective lives to
Yep.
get rid of what we don't need, help us get rid of that, and so that we can make space for what is more so true to
Yep.
us. So let me see
And I
what
would just like to
go ahead.
remind everyone this is a south node eclipse. So eclipses come in pairs. This is the south node eclipse. This is a solar eclipse, I
Yeah,
believe.
there's another one coming
And
up.
the north node eclipse. So the south node is a point of release. The north node is like maybe a point of longing. It's like what we're going after. So, for anyone who's never heard this before, the north and south nodes are described as the head and tail of a dragon, and the body is missing. So, the head of the dragon is constantly striving, it's eating, it's hungry, it's going, it's going, it's going. The end of the dragon is like getting rid of all that that's being eaten. There's no stomach, it can't stay in there, it doesn't have a body. So, um, again, this is the south node, this is the release, we're letting go of stuff. The next eclipse is going to be at the end of this month on the 28th. So don't think of this as just like a time of loss. It's more of like a cycle. Like we're cleaning stuff out before we bring new stuff in. That North Node eclipse is going to be in Pisces. That's a lot more like watery, dreamy, less less about fieriness and creativity, more about rest. Hope that uh might be just a nice change of pace for us at the end of the month. Still an eclipse, uh, but not a south node one in Leo.
Exactly. And so that leads me to Saturday. That's when we have the Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So we're going
Mm-hmm.
to have that communication planet of Mercury conjuncting Jupiter in Leo. So That's when I mentioned communication. Mercury meets lucky Jupiter, bringing a burst of optimism, vital energy, big ideas, great news, and long term planning. So it'd be a good time to capitalize on any big ideas that we have, and you may receive excellent news regarding long term planning. Anything that you've been planning and you've been sowing seeds this whole time, you may receive some good news by the end of this week. So it looks like things are going to be more harmonious, very more so optimistic towards the end of the week. And
Yes.
some of that
Yeah.
energy that we got from shaking things up, the dust is going to begin to settle, and we're going to see likely some pretty good things. And Cheyenne pulled the Wheel of Fortune. Is that the one?
I thought you were referencing my coffee, but no.
Your
What did I
coffee is the
pull?
Wheel of Fortune.
It might be. With Duncan,
It's
you never know
fortunate.
what you're gonna get, and that's Wheel of Fortune vibes.
Yeah,
Never know
yeah.
exactly how it's gonna turn
So,
out, and it's more about the people you meet along the way, anyhow. So,
so
yeah.
let's look into some news hopefully by the end of this week. But that's pretty much all I have. Do you have
Same. We're
any
coming
closing
up on,
thoughts?
yeah, closing thoughts. I just want to go back one last time to the monkey with the crayon, y'all. Like, it, this is an era where success is personal. What does success mean to you? Are you having fun? Are you having fun with the things that you're doing right now? If not, quit. It's a South Node eclipse. Let that go. Let go. Enjoy your time. Yes. All right. I think that wraps it up for the week. This has been Two Witches Talking. Please leave comments, ask questions, let us know what you'd like to see more of. Bye.
Bye. See you next